Hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco and Binks are here, and we are continuing Steins Gate, where we left off on a rather uncomfortable scene. Oy, oy, oy.
Oof. Big oof.
Big oof.
I don't even
Yes.
remember. Was this a male or female? Who
I can't recall. I know that there was a while where there was a lady who came out, but I don't know if this is her or maybe one of the other neighbors, but so kids these days. I finally hear the neighbor's footsteps recede. What a relief. What? I feel a sharp pain on my lip. I instinctively
Oh,
jerk
yeah,
away.
because he kissed her, right.
Yeah. Blood drips from my mouth and lands on Moeka's neck. She bit me!
What do you expect, dude? You've been fighting.
When I feel around my lip with the tip of my tongue, a taste of blood spreads out from the laceration. Moeka breathes wildly as she glares at me with tearful eyes. Don't act like it's your first time. You're older than me, remember? Who cares?
Wow. That's so stupid to say because you
Right?
know.
She grimaces and looks away. Her pink lips glisten with saliva. I might find the sight alluring if the situation were different. Moeka turns her face away and looks up, through the open curtains, at the bright full moon outside the window. How much time has passed? It feels like it's already been dozens of hours. But it's still night outside, so it probably hasn't been more than one or two. Moeka hasn't said a word since I kissed her. She hasn't tried to escape either. Her expression is blank. She's just staring off to the side. What is she looking at? I follow her gaze, but the only thing there is a half-empty bottle of water. Has she given up? Either way, I can't let my guard down. Maybe it's the stress, but it feels like my body is going numb.
Why did they zoom in there? Why?
Yeah, and I've been drenched in sweat for a while now. The room has no air conditioning whatsoever. The heat is starting to get to me. I thought I had an overwhelming advantage in this position, but it's harder to maintain than I expected. Not only do I have to keep Moeka pinned, I also have to keep a close eye on her so she doesn't try anything. All Moeka has to do is lie there. She can rest and try again whenever she's ready. Will this last all night? At this rate, my strength might give out first. Fear mounts. If she escapes, she's going to try to kill me. She must have her gun somewhere, I'm sure. I consider calling Kurisu for help, but I can't use either hand, and I don't know what time it is. Damn, it's almost like I'm the one trapped. No, stay positive. You can do this. Moeka's dependent on her phone. That's her weak point. If I keep her separated from her phone, then sooner or later, her will to resist should collapse. It's a matter of whose strength will fail first.
Oka Okabe-kun.
Suddenly, Moeka calls my name.
What do I have to do?
Now she's trying to ask nicely. Does this mean she's giving up? This is what I was waiting for. Now I move in for the kill. Do you remember sending a D-mail?
A D. What?
D-mail. An email that you sent to the past. You sent one to your own phone. You led me to think it was about a phone model exchange, but you changed the text before you sent it. Her typing speed is lightning fast. It would have been easy for her to type a mere 36 characters while Dado and I were preoccupied with the phone wave name subject to change. Your D-mail changed the past. Don't you remember? Normally, once the past changes, everything until that point is undone. But it should be possible to make Moeka remember, just as Ferris and Lukaku did.
I don't know.
You do know, you just haven't remembered yet. Remember. Remember or else. Or else what, I don't know. This is just a tactic to put pressure on Moeka. I have another plan to make her remember. Moeka turns away again and bites her lip. Tears start falling from her eyes. I watch, never once taking my eyes off her. I didn't notice before, but her shirt must have become undone during the struggle. I'm not reading that.
Ugh.
Normally, Moeka could be mistaken for an elegant, beautiful woman. But now she has large shadows under her eyes. Her skin is rough. Her face is pale. She looks more intoxicated than intoxicating. Her entire body reeks of death. She's clearly insane. This is the real Moeka. I wish I'd realized sooner.
I really don't know. If I could remember, I would. But I don't remember anything.
Moeka's gaze shifts constantly from me to the ceiling and then to the window. But her slow murmuring is evidence that she's almost beat. Just a little more and her resistance will end. Fine, I'll change the question. You received a strange email about 2 weeks ago. It came from your own number, and it was dated several days in the future. Moeka's eyes open wide. Gotcha. You remember. Good. That was the D-mail. What did it say?
If I tell you,
I'll return your phone.
fuck you.
She suddenly curses at me.
I won't tell you.
Why not?
It's my mission.
Her mission? I recall what Moeka told me on a previous world line. The Rounder's mission is to find and acquire IBN 5100s. In that case, the IBN 5100. She fell into my trap. Her reflexive response was all I needed to see. It was about the IBN 5100.
How much do you know?
I'm asking the questions here. Just answer.
I can't. I won't betray FB.
So you're choosing FB over your phone? How loyal. But Mayuri's fate hangs in the balance. I can't give up. Moeka still hasn't calmed down. She's been opening and closing her hands for a while now. She's not trying to escape my restraint. She's just twisting her body. Licking her lips, shaking her head, trying to brush the hair off her face. It's like she's suffering from withdrawal without her phone. Soon she won't have the mental fortitude to resist. If she won't talk now, then I'll just wait until she will. Is it really that painful to not have your phone? Why are you so dependent on it?
I can't talk to people.
You're talking right now, aren't you? And when she attacked the lab, she was leading a squad of hardened killers. But Moeka shakes her head violently.
If I can't use mail, then I'll be cut off from the world.
What? Are you fishing for sympathy? You're just afraid of being abandoned by the Rounders, aren't you?
No, not the Rounders. FB.
That's the same thing, isn't it? They don't say the world. Then don't say the world. You're the one who killed an innocent girl. You're the one who erased Mayuri from the world.
I didn't kill her.
Not on this world line, maybe, but on another world line you came to steal our time machine. You killed her. You killed Mayuri! On the world line where I interrogated Moeka, he told me that Mayuri was expendable. It didn't matter to CERN whether she lived or died.
If FB told me to, then yes, I killed her.
Who is FB? Where the hell is he?
I'm dying to know that.
I asked her the same question back then, but another rounder appeared before she could answer. Something tells me she won't have backup this time. Moeka's position in the rounders has changed.
I can't tell you.
Then let me tell you something. Listen good. If you're holding out for backup, you can forget it. Nobody's coming to save you. The pain and despair are just going to get worse, and in 4 days you'll kill yourself. Moeka seems startled by this. I go in for the kill. I came here from the future using the time machine CERN wants so badly. That's how I know. You kill yourself in this room, all alone. Your precious FB doesn't save you. No one does. Not the Rounders, not CERN, and not the Committee of 300. Your boss hasn't replied to your mails, has he? You know why? Because you've been abandoned. Moeka's face contorts in despair. Once again, tears fall from her eyes. Guilt squeezes my heart. I know that I'm causing this woman pain. Inside me, a voice whispers that it's nothing compared to what she did to Mayuri, that I have no reason to show mercy to a murderer.
That voice is me.
The voice that was telling you to be horny for her at the start of the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my conscience screams that it's wrong to hurt someone, no matter who they are or what they've done. Insane mad scientist, my ass. I'm afraid to hurt my mortal enemy. I'm nothing but a hypocrite. FB doesn't deserve your loyalty. Tell me everything. I ignore the ache in my heart and push harder. But Moeka shakes her head violently.
FB wouldn't betray me. FB would abandon me.
Then why do you kill yourself in 4 days?
You kill me and make it look like a suicide.
I wouldn't need to cover it up if I killed you. I'd just undo your death with my time machine. When I got here, you were sitting in the corner like a limp rag, crying about how FE wouldn't answer. Remember?
But
How many days has it been? How often did FB contact you before, and when did it stop? I keep the questions coming. Need to pile on the pressure. Oh, you got muffled there. Could you repeat that one?
yeah, it used to be every day. But it's already been 10 days.
10 days with no contact, correct? Moeka looks up to me with pleading eyes.
I won't betray FB.
FB betrayed you.
I believe in FB.
He threw you away. FB used you, and now your usefulness has ended.
FB isn't like that.
Then what sort of person was he?
Oh, it's a woman. She was gentle to me, like a mother. I finally had a place I belonged.
Like a mother? FB is a woman? I expected an evil-looking old man like you see in the movies, but I guess I was wrong.
I talked to her about my worries. She always replied right away. Like a friend, but gentle, accepting.
Not like those friends that are always roasting you.
Hmm.
Have you met her? Moeka shakes her head weakly.
Oh no. She's so dependent on someone she's never even met. That's not good.
Yeah. You haven't met? Even though she's like your mother? Your friend? Damn. If they had met, then I could have gotten Moeka to lead me to her.
Rounders must hide their identities from one another.
So you've talked, but you've never met. So you must have wanted to meet her, right? Even if it was against the rules.
No, no. It would ruin everything if she saw the real me.
Did she ever say she wanted to meet you?
No, never. And I never asked.
So no phone calls either, then. Moeka turns away, then nods faintly. Didn't you wonder why? Why would such a kind, gentle woman refuse to meet you in person? Was it really just the rules? And why isn't she returning your emails now? Think about it! She was using you. You were tricked.
And I mean, look at what she asked you to do.
Yep.
Don't say that. She's not like that.
What did her last email say before she stopped contacting you?
Leave the IBN 5100 at the designated location.
The IBN 5100? Moeka, you fool, you let your tongue slip. 2 weeks ago, FB told her to leave the IBN 5100 at a drop point. That means she already had it in her possession at that time. I recall how Moeka kept bombarding me with questions about the IBN 5100. I might have let it slip that I found the computer at Yanabayashi Shrine. After that, she sent her D-mail. The world line changed. The lock was broken on the shrine's storehouse door. The IBN 5100 was gone. These facts point to one conclusion. She sent herself the location of the IBN 5100.
Ah.
Now that I know, it seems so obvious. If only I hadn't trusted Moeka. If only I had seen through her lies. Well, to be fair, this was before all the shit started going down, so you couldn't have possibly known.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I played right into her hands. I was the tool's tool.
Although I will say, I think I remember feeling a little sus of her sometimes, even at the beginning, even though I liked her. Because I was like,
Yeah,
oh, she's so determined about the IBN 5100. Like, she's obsessed.
yeah. I almost burst into self-deriding laughter. But I desperately hold it back and keep a straight face. What was this designated location?
The coin locker in front of Daibiru.
The coin locker in front of Daibiru. Wait, wasn't that where Lukaku hid the IBN 5100 on the previous world line? Is this another effect of convergence? Can I retrieve the IBN 5100 if I go there now? No, I can't expect it to still be there. Remember what happened with Lukaku? The invisible force of convergence is keeping the IBN 5100 away from me. If I want to get it back, I need to cancel Moeka's D-mail. I know the message. I've already reached my goal. Moeka starts crying softly. I sigh deeply and lift myself off Moeka's body. Then I lean back against the wall and stretch my aching limbs. I take Moeka's... Oh! I should quickly grab the... Let's see, this is called Contact Me Idiot. Okay, so the one will be worried.
Okay. Contact me, idiot. Is everything all right? What happened with that Kiryu lady? At least let me know if you're still alive. Don't say anything stupid like you're dead, okay? Please just reply. Even an email will do. I'm so worried I can't even eat. That's
Eat.
definitely worried if you can't eat.
Yeah, I just want to see what it says. I'm sorry for making you worry. I appreciate these emails, I really do. They remind me I'm not alone. Don't worry, I won't die. Not until I've fulfilled my promise to go to Aomori with you. Then I'll
Aw.
die during our date. Let me just quickly see what it says. And then you just read the next message for the 5th trending flag. When given the option to send the demon out the end of the chapter. Okay. Uh, oh. Hmm. Okay.
Is it that we're almost done?
No, because it said when you get the option to send the demon at the end of the chapter, do nothing for an extra scene in CG. But I guess that's just if you want to get a bad ending.
Oh, okay.
Because, we always send them to be sure.
Yeah.
I take Moeka's phone out of my pocket. I'm using your phone. Moeka slowly gets up. She wipes her tears and fixes her hair and clothes. Her wavy hair obscures her face from this angle, so I can't make out her expression. She doesn't react to what I said. Even though I'm no longer restraining her, she doesn't try to attack me and take back her phone. I open Moeka's mailbox in search for the D-mail. It takes about 3 minutes, but I finally find it. 3 mails from Moeka's own phone, each 12 characters long, sent on August 4th and received on July 31st. Retro PCs at Yanabayashi Shrine. Just as I suspected, Moeka changed her D-mail in the few seconds I had my back turned. All I need to do now is send the cancellation mail.
Okabe?
You at the lab?
Don't worry me like that, idiot.
What? Were you worried about me?
I mean, you set off an obvious death flag. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Where are you now?
I'm standing by the lab.
Set up the machine. I'm sending another D-mail.
Destination?
July 31st, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. on the 31st.
While Kurisu calculates the hours, I type the mail. Do not go. Not at Shrine, it's a trap. I address the mail to the phone wave, name subject to change.
Okay, all set.
Alright, activate it.
Activated.
I press the send button. The mail starts sending. Reading Steiner should activate. This time for sure. I brace myself for the incoming vertigo.
Well,
Nothing! Why won't it change?
another mistake?
No, there's no way. I know what Moeka's message said. This D-mail should have cancelled it.
Well, what if
What?
she didn't believe the way you wrote it, you know?
Yep. Why isn't it working? What the hell's wrong this time?
What did the first D-mail say?
That the IBN 5100 was at the Yanabayashi Shrine. I tried to cancel it by telling her it's a trap, but it didn't work. I'll try to phrase it differently.
Wait, we went through this with the Lotto 6 experiment, remember?
The Lotto 6 experiment. I sent myself the winning numbers, but the cast me didn't buy the ticket. Instead, he gave the winning numbers to Lukaku.
The person who reads the D-mail chooses whether or not to act accordingly. Kiryu learned that the IBN 5100 was at the shrine. Though the cancellation mail came right afterward, I guess she ignored it and went anyway.
Maybe she didn't believe the cancellation mail. Or maybe she was so diligent she decided to check it out even when told not to. I glance at Moeka. She's still hanging her head, but her tears have run dry. I wonder if she's listening.
Damn. Even when told it was too risky to go to the shrine, she went anyway.
We need a more persuasive message, something that will prevent her from going to the shrine.
Like what?
That's the problem. Is it possible to persuade her with just 36 bytes of text? Or should we consider other possibilities? What if I send a D-mail to myself on July 30th? Could I beat her to the IBN 5100?
Were you even interested in the IBN 5100 then?
Verse. When did I start caring about the IBN 5100? I can't remember. Fine, that's out. So how do I convince Moeka to listen? At that moment, an electric shock runs through my brain. 2 initials.
Yep.
FB.
What?
Moeka's handler. She's obsessed with FB. If the mail comes from FB, she'll do whatever it says.
Do you have FB's phone?
No, they haven't even met. We don't know where FB is.
Then there's nothing we can do.
Give me a little time.
Gonna make me wait again? Well, I've been pulling all-nighters recently, so whatever. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? That's impossible for him.
Tell him not to breathe instead.
Right?
So even after prying answers out of Moeka, there's still more work to be done. Fate really seems to love getting in my way. Alright, to break out of this world line, I need FB's identity and location. I call Moeka's name. When she finally looks up, I drop her phone onto her lap. She accepts it with a confused expression. Looks like we're searching for FB now. Moeka grips her phone, but she doesn't look at the screen. I sigh deeply. I need to get as much information on FB out of her as I can. How exactly did you become a rounder? Honestly, I couldn't care less. I hate having to stand here and talk with a woman who killed Mayuri.
You know, normally it'd be like, oh no, a side quest, but I'm so curious about FB that I'm cool with it.
Hugging her phone to her chest, Moeka retrieves her glasses and puts them back on.
4 years ago, I tried to kill myself.
Her voice is a barely audible whisper. For a moment, I'm surprised she's not talking by mail.
I had no hope. I wanted to get away from everything.
Why?
No big reason.
Her expression is blank, lifeless like always. But behind her glasses, her eyes are red from crying.
Aren't they always red?
They are the only trace of emotion on her doll-like face.
Little things. Lots of little things. Piled up. I've always been like this.
And your family. Moeka shakes her head a little. She has none, I guess. I don't bother asking whether she ever had parents. It doesn't really matter.
I locked myself in my room and overdosed on sleeping pills. But I didn't die. Afterwards, I got a mail. Recruiting rounders, it said. It was sent to hundreds of people, not just me.
Oy oy.
What a
Isn't that
weird.
spam?
Yeah. Like, who would just believe that?
Do the rounders really recruit like that? Unless they're somehow finding people just who are in her exact position somehow and sending it just to them. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm. Nothing mattered anymore, so on a whim, I replied. And then FB contacted me.
And again, there are a lot of really naive people out there who will reply to spam earnestly. My
Yeah.
dad.
Oh no. Ever since I followed FB's orders,
Were you always stationed in Akiba? Moeka shakes her head.
until 3 months ago, I was in Nagoya. Before that, Yokohama. Before that,
The Rounder's chief duty is to acquire IBN 5100s. I guess they had her traveling all over Japan digging up info on retro PCs. How many IBN 5100s have you found so far?
not even one.
No results. It sounds like CERN is spending a lot of effort for not much return. I sigh deeply once again. So what now? Are you gonna sit here wallowing in despair until you kill yourself 4 days from now? Or do you want to rebel against fate?
Rebel?
Even as I ask the question, I know that for her, rebellion is impossible. This world line has already approved her death. She's in the same situation as my Yuri. No matter what she does, she will die. I know that, and yet I ask the question. FB used you and threw you away. Accept it, and then ask yourself what you're going to do about it. Moeka looks down.
Even if FB did use me, that was the only place I belonged. That was the first time in my entire life that I was needed. FB gave me purpose. To protect that purpose, to protect FB, I would do anything.
You're beyond hope. I stand up. Drowning your dependence for all I care. Your death has already been decided. But I won't let fate have its way. I'm rebelling to the end. No matter what, I will save my Yuri. Just a little bit more. I can't give up now. It's midnight and Akiba is practically empty. The silence is eerie. There's no sign of anyone near the coin locker. Considering the IBN 5100's size, It couldn't fit in the regular-sized lockers. He must have put it in one of the 3 large lockers on the right. The light's on! The bottom locker is still in use. Is the IBN 5100 inside? My heart starts pounding in my chest. I feel my face grow hot with excitement. We've been apart for too long, my partner, but now only a thin locker door separates us. Is this what love feels like?
What the heck, dude?
Let's not go crazy. I force myself to consider the situation calmly. Is the IBN 5100 really inside?
So the OTP of this game now is Okabe and IBN 5100.
It's always been there. We just never noticed.
Right?
I want to check right this instant. I can't believe I forgot to ask Moeka what locker she used. Should I get a crowbar or something to pry the locker open? If the IBN 5100 really is inside and I steal it, what will happen to the world line? I have yet to cancel all of the D-mails, which I thought was the only way to restore the original world line. But now the IBN 5100 is so close. Why can't I just reach out and take it? Reach out and touch faith. I know how to cancel Moeka's D-mail, so I can always do that if this doesn't work. Let's try it, just to make sure. First, I make a quick visit to the lab. Ignoring the complaints of the lab mems who stayed awake in the lab all night, I retrieve a makeshift crowbar from the development room. Then I return to the lockers and thrust the pointed tip of the crowbar into the crack of the door. Just as I begin to pry, a shrill siren shatters the night. I look up to see the red lights of a patrol car coming this way. The timing couldn't be worse. The police release me after about 30 minutes of scolding.
Damn.
I return to the coin locker. Good thing they didn't just shoot him.
Oh my god!
I return to the coin locker and try to pry it open again. Immediately, another patrol car appears. This time they take me to the police station.
Was it the same cops? They're like, I bet this dumbass is gonna go right back to the scene of the crime.
Yep, there he is.
Oh my god.
I'm stuck in an interrogation room all night, getting preached to by policemen. I conclude that this is another effect of attractor field convergence.
Or just your idiocy.
No matter what I do, I cannot obtain an IBN 5100 on this world line. This is what fate has decreed.
I would have loved it if they had a few more instances, like the most random shit. Like he waits a few more hours and he goes during the day, and a cop who was on his lunch break happens to see him, or like other stupid stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get the police to call my father, and they finally release me.
Oh, we acknowledge your family, huh?
They didn't go as far as to arrest me, but policemen as well as my father scold me harshly. I act apologetic, but in actuality their words fall on deaf ears. After my father goes home, I head straight to Moeka's apartment. I tried calling her. I took the opportunity to memorize her phone number yesterday, but she wouldn't pick up at all. Before I get there, I send a D-mail to Daru, or send a mail to Daru asking him to check if the coin locker is still occupied. The door to Moeka's apartment is unlocked. I find Moeka hugging her knees in the corner, just like she was when I first found her. You put the IBN 5100 in the bottom right locker. Right.
How?
Found it. Checked. The big locker on the lower right is in use. What's this about, anyway? Don't make me an errand boy so early in the morning, fool.
Out of all the lockers, only 3 could hold the IBN 5100. Out of those 3, only the bottom one was in use. If that's the one you used, then FB hasn't picked it up yet. Do you know what this means? Moeka frowns. It means that if we stake out the locker, you'll get to meet FB. It hadn't occurred to you. Some secret agent you are. I'm heading there now. You coming?
What will you do if you meet her?
Borrow her phone. That's the best way to prevent Moeka from going to Yanabayashi Shrine.
I can't meet her. I'm too afraid. The real me could never live up to her expectations.
Something tells me her expectations were never that high to begin with.
Damn.
Ouch! Moeka's face contorts again. I'm being blunt. Not only because Moeka is Mayuri's murderer, but also because Moeka's weakness is starting to get on my nerves.
Wow.
Just like Garuzume said, the locker is still occupied when I get there. I look around to make sure there are no patrol cars. No crowbars this time. I don't feel like getting arrested. I head across the street to Daibiru, hide behind one of its humongous pillars, and begin the stakeout.
And then get arrested for loitering.
My legs are getting tired. I was going to borrow Mayuri's portable game console, but I decided I didn't need the distraction. Still, it's pretty tough to keep standing like this. I also need to stay inconspicuous. Someone might notice if they see me standing in the same place for hours. I wouldn't want a security guard to give me trouble. I mean, I guess there's not much worry about that. I've already been here for 7 hours without incident.
Damn, 7 hours standing? Holy crap.
Yeah. My legs are numb, so I squat and lean against the pillar. Ugh, so hungry. I'd love to get some food, but I can't take my eyes off the locker. Just then, somebody taps me on the shoulder. Me? I try to leap to my feet, but my legs are tangled and I fall over. Moeka is standing there, looking down at me with those glassy eyes. What are you doing here?
I'll keep watch too. Is that okay?
Why the change of heart? I stand up and dust off my clothes. So what made you decide to risk a meeting?
Oh, did you read that last dialogue?
Yeah. Did it not come through?
Oh. No, I guess not for me. All right. At this rate...
Moeka puts her head on her knees. She looks ready to cry. I've seen that expression once before, in her moonlit apartment.
If I lose contact with FB, I'll lose my connection.
To the world. Moeka nods faintly. You can't bear to be alone yourself, yet you'd end an innocent girl's life because some person you've never met told you to. A cultist. That's what you are.
Pretty much.
And her cult leader, FB, abused her weakness before throwing her out like old clothes. It pisses me off. FB cruelties, Moeka's weakness. I can't decide which I hate more. Then Moeka nervously brings out a convenience store bag. And what's this?
Moeka trying to get redemption. Not gonna work. Maybe this isn't what you want to hear, but I need you to listen. I don't care about Aomori anymore. I just want you to be safe, Okabe. When you ran out without saying anything yesterday, it felt like my heart was going to explode. So hurry back, please. Oh, wow.
Aww.
What a huge character growth development there.
Right? The Soon is coming out of her shell.
She's like, I know we don't have as much romantic moments in between all this craziness, so I gotta put it somewhere.
Instead of answering, Moeka looks away. I look inside. Whoa, milk and bean buns. Exactly what you need on a stakeout. There's enough for 2. You brought this for me. Moeka nods. Very well, you may join the stakeout. Now we can take turns watching, and we'll also look less suspicious to passerbys. The night draws on, and still no sign of FB.
Maybe FB died? That's why she stopped hearing from them?
We nap in 1-hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep a conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off boredom. I went back to the lab to shower just before dawn, but Kurisu, who was working an all-nighter on the time machine, just glared at me.
But you just sent me that really nice text. What the heck?
The wait finally ends at just before 1 p.m. on the 13th. Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind the pillar. It's a nondescript middle-aged man. He's dressed in a new suit, but it hangs rather poorly on him, as if he's not used to wearing it. Is that FB? Moeka shakes her head firmly.
FB is a woman. But how do you know that?
So maybe she hired someone to pick it up. Or it could be someone from the locker company here to clear it after weeks overdue. That would make us all idiots. Moeka, FP, and me. The man has the key to the locker. He pays the late fee with 100 yen coins and removes the cardboard box with the IBN 5100 inside. The man thought ahead and brought a push cart. He fits the IBN 5100 onto the push cart with a bit of effort and begins walking away. Follow him! The man heads straight for Akihabara Station. Strangely enough, he walks up to an overweight man standing in front of the ticket machine. The overweight man is wearing a t-shirt and has all the signs of an otaku. He doesn't seem to have anything in common with the first guy, who looks like an average salaryman. They transfer the IBN 5100 into the overweight man's suitcase. After they exchange a few words, the overweight man enters the station alone, and the guy in the suit leaves. Weird. What was the purpose of that transfer? Is the overweight man FB, or is he just another link in some kind of chain? At any rate, if we keep following the IBN 5100, we should reach FB eventually. We enter the station. The overweight man boards the Yamanote line. We board on the next car and keep watching through the connecting door. It's a weekday afternoon, so there aren't many passengers. 30 minutes later, we arrive at Shinjuku Station. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic.
He's getting off.
Moeka pulls on my sleeve. I like the little frog poster. I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, it's cute. The overweight man has slipped into the stream of departing passengers. He's about to exit onto the platform. We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we have to push our way through the boarding passengers. The train doors close and it slowly departs. The man starts walking towards the exit. Shinjuku is crowded, so we have to follow close behind or we'll lose him. But then I stop in my tracks. What? The man is empty-handed.
Oh no.
His suitcase is missing. What? For a second, I think we followed the wrong man, but no, it's definitely him. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Dia passed it to someone else in this crowd. Clever. They know how to lose a tail.
Oh no. Oh, he went back. Okay, well.
I return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone on the train, but this is an emergency.
People don't care about that.
According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro, 3 stops to Shinjuku. Moeka is next to me, acting inconspicuous. I peek at the overweight man in the next car. They'll make their move at Shinjuku. That guy's gonna get off, but he actually hands the package to someone else. He got us good just now.
Just now?
Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet. I just time leaped from an hour in the future.
Time leaped?
Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule. Just to make sure, I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Before the doors open, I stealthily move to his car. He still has a suitcase with the IBN 5100.
Now arriving at Shinjuku.
The doors open and the passengers spew out. The overweight man leaves too, just like last time. However, I knew it. He leaves the suitcase on the train. Now passengers from Shinjuku board. Someone walks up to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually loads the suitcase into her stroller and sits down.
Isn't that computer really heavy?
Yeah.
All these people just carrying and moving it like it's no big deal.
After witnessing that scene, I return to the neighboring car. I need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web.
Jesus.
Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and package get aboard the Hibiya line and return to Akihabara Station where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. Dark skinned, crew cut, the one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries a 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. And with that, we will leave this episode up right here.
Dang.
Wonder
What
where
a
it's.
wild chase.
Yeah. Well, then, thank you so much for watching. And as always, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Toodaloo!
Bye-bye.